Hello and welcome back. In this section, I'll be introducing you to something that many people find intimidating, but is actually super simple and super empowering, and that is Linux. So let's say you've been convinced to finally switch from Windows, okay, and then you are considering moving to Linux, maybe because you are a programmer and you found these amazing Linux tools, or you are just maybe curious. In this video, I'll show you around Linux so that you get a feel of how it is working around Linux. Okay, and in the process also I'll be letting you know of some of the things that you should know. Okay, when moving to Linux or using Linux. All right, so to begin with, what is Linux? Linux is called a kernel, and a kernel is like the core of an operating system. The way we install and use Linux is usually through a distribution. Now, a distribution bundles tools, okay, around this kernel such that you can be able to use this kernel also on your desktop. Okay, and there are many popular distributions. These distributions are, by the way, the ones we install on our computers so that we can be able to use it. Me, I'm using Arch Linux, KDE Plasma. However, there are many other distributions like Ubuntu, which you've probably heard of. Um, there is Zorin, there is Fedora. If you are a beginner, I recommend you to check out Linux Mint. Linux Mint, it was my second distribution after Ubuntu, but I found Linux Mint way easier to use because it's intuitive, it's stable, and also it has this Windows 10, 710 feeling to it. Okay, so many beginners really love this distribution. The other thing that I want you to know about Linux is the terminal. Um, the terminal, there are many different terminals, but each Linux distribution will come with a terminal usually already installed, and Linux users like to use terminals for a lot of tasks. For example, navigating around files, creating folders, installing software. So let me show you my terminal. My terminal is called console. This one, and it looks like this. It's just a little black screen. By the way, I hope you appreciate how beautiful my Linux looks like. Yeah, but this is the terminal, okay? And inside the terminal, for example, you can be able to list all files. I can move into a folder. For example, I can move into downloads by doing CD downloads, and I can display all the elements, contents inside the downloads folder. Okay, these are the contents. I have pictures, I have secrets, I have an antivirus that I downloaded, etc, etc. I can even create a new folder by doing make dir, okay, and I can say new folder. Now the words are small, but maybe let me just increase. Yep, so here I can use this command to create a new folder called new folder. Now, even though Linux people like to use the terminal for navigating around the file system, they can actually use a file explorer. Mine is called Dolphin. This one comes with the distribution that I am using, but your distribution will have also its own file explorer, but they will really look similar, and you'll see that it's not a big difference from how they were displaying things on Windows. So I can move, for example, to maybe downloads. Okay, and there are some downloads here that I have, and here is the new folder that I just created. Okay, it's simple like that. You can also create a new folder, okay, by right clicking somewhere and then you say create new, and then you can select folder or file. Okay, just like how you do it on Windows if you want, but Linux people like to use the terminal for the reason that it's usually faster for particular tasks. Okay, now that you know what the terminal is, let's talk about software. Now, on Linux, we have most of the software that you use on Windows, we probably have on Linux. And there are many sources of software on Linux, but the one that I recommend so much is FlatHub. And FlatHub has majority of the software that you want. For example, VLC, if you want to watch movies, okay, you can be able to get it. You can just search VLC there and then you click, and then here there is an install button. You can just click on the arrow key here, then you can copy this little text that they give you. So you can just click copy, and then you go to your terminal, and in your terminal maybe you can create a new tab. Okay, you can paste that command right there. Okay, so this command will install for us VLC, and then you can press enter. Me, I already have VLC installed, so I will not go ahead to install. Okay, so I'll just close this. Okay, now talking about software, yeah, as I said earlier, most of the software that you have on Windows are available here. However, some software may be missing. For example, we don't have Microsoft Office. However, we have a free and full alternative to that. It's called LibreOffice. We don't have Microsoft Office. Instead, we have LibreOffice. It's completely free and it has all the features that you have on Microsoft Office. We have Word, we have the Excel stuff, we have the PowerPoint. We also have I think this one is the publisher of sort, and then we have all the tools that you want. Also, the other tools that may be missing, if you're using like Adobe or etc, they may be missing. And when they're missing, it's not the Linux problem, it's more like the developer problem. Okay, you don't want to buy, they say you don't want to support somebody that doesn't support you. So they don't support us Linux users, so we also don't support them. Instead, we support those who support us now, like Blender, for the model 3D modeling and etc. Yeah, if you maybe there is another thing that I want to talk about. If you strongly need an application that is on Windows and then you don't have it on Linux, there is some option that you may choose. One is you can run Windows in a VirtualBox using something called GNOME boxes. So this thing here called GNOME boxes allows us to run Windows and then therefore Windows software on Linux. Let me just show you. I will just search for mine. I already installed these boxes, and in a separate video I'll show you how you can install Windows on Linux using GNOME boxes. But I'll just open up Windows in this section to just show you that you can run Windows on Linux. Now, while my Windows operating system is starting, I would like to tell you another thing. If you are a fan of games, we have an application called Steam, and Steam allows us run majority of the games, even those that are window only games. You can be able to run them through Steam. Okay, our Windows is done opening. Okay, so let's just enter our pin and then we can open. So yeah, you can be able to run Windows. So if there is any particular software that I really can't do without, and then it only works on Windows, I can be able to run it through my Windows virtual machine right here. And it's very very easy to set up a few clicks and settings, and then you can run your Windows, and it is full-fledged Windows. Okay, I can even maximize it so that it's your usual Windows. All right. Let's just close this. So let's just shut down our Windows, because we are not using that. Okay. Now the other thing I want to talk about is, after installing your operating system, your distribution. Usually you'll be using a flash disk. If you must wipe your flash disk, you can do it. But if you mustn't, it's important that you can keep your Linux uh, version on your flash drive. Okay, for in case there is a problem with with the one you installed on your computer. In case there were a problem, you would be able to fix it without losing any data. And maybe I'll show you how you can do that in another video where we are solving a problem related to Linux. All right, now this is what I wanted to show you. Maybe in another time I'll also show you how you can customize your Linux distribution, your Linux display, okay, to look very very nice. One of the reasons why people love Linux so much is that it's super customizable. You can customize it into anything and anything you like. Okay. In another video, if you like me to show you how you can customize your Linux, then you can put it in the comment. Then I'll make such a video where we are customizing our Linux to look super 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 amazing. If you would like me to show you also how to run different software, you can actually just search a particular software you've installed, maybe like Visual Studio Code. I don't have VS Code, but I think I have like Casa. uh, Maybe, okay, let's just open for example Chrome here. Okay, it's open, and it works like your usual Chrome. I usually tell people, I think once you can be able to open a browser on an operating system, you are ready to go. Most of the things you can be able to search around, or if there is an application, usually it may also be having um, a web version of itself, so you can use it also via the browser as you get used to the new operating system, like Linux. Now, to give you some guidance, I think you want to be patient with yourself also when you come to Linux, and then you practice in small steps. Don't just dump some big problem onto yourself, and then you're trying to go about it at once. If it is not available, also you can ask questions, and then you can read logs. Usually when you are doing anything, maybe installing a software, there is usually logging, okay, that happens. See, so you make sure that you read, and then you just keep it at the back of your mind. Even if you haven't understood, you can just keep it at the back of your mind for later debugging. All right, I don't know. I think this video has given you a quick look into Linux, and especially some of the software that you may want to install. So if you found this helpful, you can give me a thumbs up, and also subscribe to the channel. I'll be making more videos like this, but also especially data science related videos. All right, thank you and bye.